The best kept money secrets you need to try. How to save money, dig out of debt, and negotiate a lower credit card bill.
I was so skeptical. It went from 15.5% to 12.5%. I'm going to save thousands of dollars.
Then, star of Orange is the New Black, Laura Prepon, with the best new detox to overhaul your weight.
It was called the stash bar.
Coming up next.
We'll save lives today.
You guys ready to get healthy?
Today's show is dedicated to giving you access to the most innovative thinkers that can transform your life. It's an hour of the best advice you have ever heard. Now, I brought them all here with one mission: to overhaul your money, your weight, even your pets. They're gonna let you in on the secrets they only share with their top clients. We're gonna start with money. The best kept money secrets you haven't tried to instantly save money, dig yourself out of a hole, even help you feel better about your finances. Then I've got the best new detox to overhaul your weight. It transformed the health of one of TV's biggest and most loved stars. You're gonna find out who. And I've got the pet whisperer himself. Cesar Millan is here with pet advice so good, even Jerry Seinfeld can't live without it. But first, debt stress. It's that sinking feeling that sets in each month when the bills start piling up. In fact, in a recent poll, 77% of you, 3/4 of you, said you stressed out about money, and that stress is the #1 driver of poor health. But today, I've got good news. You can turn that debt stress and money anxiety around. Here with the best money secrets you haven't tried is finance expert Nicole Lapin. She's such a wonderful star. I love having you here. And I love that you're in people's face a little bit about this stuff.
You have to be.
You have to be, because we've been scared about this stuff. So let's start with the very beginning. What is the effect of debt and the stress around it on our health?
So what are we doing right now? We're talking about money.
Yeah.
And this is what so many Americans don't do. And that's what causes all sorts of health problems. So this is about taking control of your financial health. I actually did a study that shows women would rather talk about their weight, which is very taboo, than their salaries. And you know what? You need to rewire your relationship with money. I was there. I went through a ton of stress problems and anxiety because of it. I experienced what I call MAD, money anxiety disorder. And my mission has become not letting anyone else experience the same pain.
Well, I'm happy you're here for that reason. I wanted to see how money anxiety affects your stress levels, so my med unit tested the blood pressure of women in the audience while they looked over their bills. And I've got Kate and Whitney here. Each of them were chosen for a reason. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pleasure. So, Kate?
Yes.
Let's start with your results. When we checked your blood pressure, as you were opening your bills, which is an irritating process for most of us, your blood pressure went up 30 points.
Wow, that's a lot.
Whitney's here also. I'm not going to give you your blood pressure, Whitney, because it skyrocketed. I mean, in a big way.
Wow.
So what was happening is you were taking that simple envelope and opening it.
Yeah, I postpone opening, so I really delay it, and I internalize my stress. I start to get really heavy or shallow breathing, and a stomach ache, and my mind just races. How can I pay this? Why are my interest rates so high? And then it just keeps going.
I see a lot of people in the audience going like this, very, very knowingly. So this show's going to change your life. Change the life of a lot of folks at home, because Nicole says the first money secret you haven't tried to lower your money anxiety is to negotiate a lower credit card bill and monthly fees. So we wanted to show you exactly how this works. I asked one of my core team members, Tia Brown, to tackle her own credit card monthly bill and put Nicole's negotiating secrets to the test. Take a look at what happened. Watch this very carefully.
All right, Tia, so today we're gonna negotiate your credit card interest rate. Negotiation is one of the best financial skills you can have. Money secret number 1, tell them that a friend or a family member has a lower rate.
Okay, gotcha.
Just a moment. I'll connect you to a representative. My name is Jalen. With whom there's a pleasure of speaking.
Shatiqua Brown.
Nice to meet you. How can I help you?
I'm interested in getting a lower rate. My rate is currently 15.49%, and a friend of mine has a much lower rate.
Okay, well, let me take a look. It's allowing me to lower it. It looks like just by 1% for the next 12 months. Did you want to accept that?
All right, money secret number 2, remind them that you have a ton of other offers from different credit card companies offering you a lower rate.
I actually received a few offers from some other credit card companies with lower rates. Are you sure there's nothing you can do?
I checked in, the 14.49% is the lowest it will let me do.
All right, Tia, money secret number 3, ask them what they're offering new customers.
Okay. What rate are you offering new customers?
Look, so each person is different. It's just based on their history. So, I mean, we rarely have like the same set rates for everyone, but I can definitely take a look into it.
Money secret number 4, state your case. Tell them why you're a good customer.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I've been a loyal customer for about 10 years. I always pay my bill on time. I always keep a low balance. I'd really like to get a lower rate.
Yeah, you're doing everything correct. You're paying, on time. There's just a lot of factors that go into the APR.
Money secret number 5, ask what you want or you'll walk away. Ask for a manager.
Can I speak to a manager?
Sure, give me just a moment.
Thank you. Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for your help.
I understand we want to look and see if we can get that interest rate lower for you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you mind if I place you in a brief hold and see what I could do for you?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, it's already been like 4 minutes. Hopefully that's a good sign.
Not gonna give up.
It's my money and I'm fighting for it.
No means yes.
That's right.
So the lowest I could get it to was 12.49. That's going to be for existing balance and new purchases. There's no time frame on that.
Okay.
Would you like to accept that?
Yes, I accept that.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You did such a
Nicole.
good job,
Thank you,
Tia.
thank
I'm so
you.
proud of you.
We did so well.
We did so well.
So Tia Brown is here and she's positively giddy. So Nicole, what's the secret behind why this worked? And I ask you in particular because we had those 2 wonderful women in our audience whose blood pressures went up really in a big way. They should be using these tactics.
Yours did too, a little bit.
It did. I was anxious. And you're also surprised because you're not paying attention. You kind of think that you know a little bit about what's going on with your money. And then when you look at the numbers, you're like, oh my goodness.
And that's the secret. So it's about knowing exactly what you have and knowing exactly what you're asking for and be ready to walk away. Be legitimately ready to walk away. And I suggest folks negotiate their bills 2 times a year. They will throw you a bone versus losing you as a customer, especially credit card companies. They would rather get something for you than default. They want some of their money back. And you know what? It becomes more and more addicting as we went through this process. It really becomes fun because all of a sudden you're like, look how much money I'm saving.
You know, I actually did this for... I had a good friend who had a problem, and I called the credit card company. I didn't tell him it was me. And I said, what happened? I knew what he actually had spent, and I knew what the outstanding bill was. And there was a huge difference. And I said, as long as you get your money back, plus some reasonable interest, that's fair. So you're not taking a loss on this. And they agreed.
Absolutely. And you have to keep pushing. And I think that that's the biggest thing that Nicole encouraged me to do, and I encourage everyone else to do. Ask for the manager. Keep making your demands. You are the customer. They need you.
Yeah, and you started with 1%. You were happy with that.
Yes, at first they gave me 1%, and then she's like, ask for a manager. And I was like, okay, we'll keep pushing. And then the manager was like, you know what? After the 10-minute hold, we're going to give you 3. It's worth it.
Best 10 minutes you ever spent. All right, up next, Nicole's going to reveal the money secret you haven't heard to negotiate a cheaper cell phone bill. You will not want to miss this. Next, we dread it every month, the cell phone bill. Our finance expert has a trick to lower it in just minutes.
We have to be more demanding, and it works.
Find out how you can negotiate a cheaper plan and save a ton of money. Next.
Dr. Oz, nominated for 6 daytime Emmys, including Best Talk Show Host.
Her doctor told her she had cancer, but she didn't.
You're going through all kinds of grueling treatments you don't even need.
It's horrible. I picked out my song to be played at my funeral.
Is your doctor scamming you?
Did you have any idea that he was a fraud?
All New Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. Today we are revealing the best money secrets you haven't tried to rid yourself of debt stress forever. And here to help us out, our finance expert, Nicole Lappin, and a member of my core team, Tia Brown. Now for the next money secret, you can clap for them, they deserve it. You're gonna love what they did. Nicole says you can negotiate a cheaper cell phone bill even in the middle of your plan. Now the average family, all you guys spend around $1,668 a year on your cell phone bill. That's a huge expense. So Tia went undercover in a hidden camera investigation to negotiate her cell phone plan. And I want you to see what happens in just a few minutes. We decided to have Tia go undercover at a local cell phone retailer. And with Nicole's guidance, negotiate a cell phone plan that would hopefully save her lots of money. We had Tia wear a hidden camera and special audio device, and had Nicole stay at an off-site location where she could eavesdrop on Tia's conversation with the sales rep and coach her every step of the way.
Try to get a little bit lower.
Right now, my cell bill is at $220, and I want to see how much lower I can get it. I want to talk with someone about a plan. I'm currently with another company. I have 2 lines and it's $220. And I just wanted to see what other opportunities were out there financially.
Yeah, so have a seat, please, and I'll go over the plans.
Okay.
All right, Tia, money secret number 1. Mention you're willing to leave a competitor to become a new customer.
We'll say this, I've been with my previous phone company for like 10 years. Are there any incentives for people, for long-term customers transferring over?
You have to trade in your phone. $200 per phone.
$200, oh.
Per phone, for trading the device.
Okay.
So that's 4. And then you get $100 per line credits for transferring your number to us.
Okay.
Ask to skip the data plan. With free Wi-Fi everywhere, where are you going to pay for something you can get for free?
Is it possible to take the data plan out? What's like? I just want to see what my options are. Like, what's the cheapest? Like,
if you want just voice, then we $30 a month per line.
$30 a month per line.
That's an individual plan with no data.
Okay.
Say you want to get it down to $150.
I want it to come in around $150, $160. So what if I take insurance off totally?
Then it will be $14 less than this.
Okay, so let's
we're
see.
Looking at 160.
So take the insurance off and let me see.
It'll be 160.
It'll be 160.
Tell them you want to talk to the manager and you're going to leave that store if she can't shave off $10 more.
Can we ask your manager to come in and see if she can do anything a little bit better?
Of course,
yeah,
sure.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
You're doing great. Try to get a little bit lower.
I'm looking, just for a better deal. Actually, let me say the best deal that I can get.
No problem. Do you work for a major corporation company, students?
It's a small business. They don't have one.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah, they don't have one.
What I can do is, because the company that you work for do not have a discount. So what I can do is I can possibly throw in a 15% discount.
15?
Yes, that's the most that I can do.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
I am so proud of you. You rock this.
So, Tia, how much money did you save with this negotiation?
$1,200 a year. $100 every month off of my cell phone bill. And it's just by asking more and more questions, making more and more demands, and really seeing what you need on that phone line and what's a perk. The other thing I have to say is that I tried to negotiate previously with my current carrier, and I never got such a good deal. So really shopping around was very helpful, but pushing is so important. We have to be more demanding, and it works. It absolutely works. So I'm so thankful.
I'm so proud of you.
$1,200
You did such a great
year,
job.
$100 a month, 5 gigabytes of data. So a free tablet, 2 telephone lines, and 5 gigabytes of data. So great bundle package.
I'm gonna have you work for me from now on. This is great.
Maybe. We'll see what we can do. I have to negotiate.
And the hidden...
We're a team.
Right.
Listen, I'm putting all this into a simple guide on negotiating. It's gonna be on DrOz.com. And pick up a copy of Nicole's book, Rich Rhymes with Itch. You can figure out the rest. We'll be right back. Coming up next, star of Orange is the New Black, Laura Prepon, spent years struggling with her health. How she finally ditched the dieting and got her weight back on track.
You're healing yourself.
Her amazing detox plan that's worth trying.
I call it the fountain of youth.
We are back with our best advice show, and we're turning to a woman who listened to her body and sorted through the best advice she could find to create a plan to get herself back on track. Now, you may know Laura Prepon from her hit show, Orange is the New Black. But you don't know about her years-long struggle with her health. Laura Prepon. She's kept us entertained since her role as Hot Donna on That 70s Show. Despite her successes on screen, Laura struggled for years with weight and digestive issues and consistently low energy. Laura researched health and diet trends.
trying both conventional and alternative treatments. Overhauling her diet and lifestyle, Laura got her energy back and finally shed her stubborn weight for good. Today, Laura is sharing the tools she uses to feel better from the inside out.
Come on out, Laura Prepon. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy. Come on over.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for that warm welcome.
Yes, I put them up to it. Now you
Thank you.
are in industry, entertainment, where folks are always focused on your appearance.
Yes.
And I'm sure that has an impact on everybody. When you look in the mirror, what do you see?
Well, for a long time, I definitely didn't see what I see now. I mean, I have the best job on the planet. I love my job. I wouldn't change it for the world. But there is a constant pressure to look a certain way, and you always hear the camera adding 10 pounds. And this is for men and women, not just women. But particularly for women and things that I had to deal with, there was a lot of pressure because after I started filming that 70s show, I started having all of these problems with my digestion and inflammation, and just I could not lose weight no matter what I did. And one thing about me is I'm not a lazy person. I will do anything I need to do to get a result. But it was almost to my detriment because I would do all these things, crazy crash diets, starving myself, injecting myself with crazy hormones, like anything I could do to get a result.
So you do all these exercises, including
Yes.
injections. You're working out like a banshee.
Right.
And the scale's not moving.
No. If anything, the scale was going the wrong direction. And I'm like, something is wrong here. And then I finally figured out what it was, which is why I wrote this book, which is why I wanted to share it with you guys. It's so important to me.
So it's called The Stash Plan.
Yes.
It is very well done.
Thank you.
A lot of the things you talk about, subconsciously, lots of skinny people probably are doing, don't even realize it, and it's something that can benefit a lot of folks who want to lose weight.
Right.
So tell us about the plan, the Stash Plan.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's called the Stash Plan because my mother was a chef, my father was a doctor. I learned how to cook at a very young age, and because I had all these food sensitivities, and because of my hours, I would always cook a stash of food, and I would build my meals from it in the morning, and I would bring it to set with me. And that's basically the crux of the Stash Plan is you, twice a week, in an hour, you cook 2 proteins, 2 carbs, 2 vegetables. They're in your fridge, just like that image there in those glass containers. And every day you build your meals from it, and it makes your life worry-free. You know exactly what you're eating, and it's incredible. And it basically takes the stress out of your life and what you're gonna eat.
So do you think it's actually easier than how we typically eat for the average person watching right now?
Oh, absolutely. This has been like a 15-year journey for me. And it has helped me so much that already people are trying and it's already helping them. It's incredible.
Let's get to this. This detox plan.
Thank you.
Plan that is all about planning ahead and getting into that weekly routine of prepping your food. There are 3 important pillars to the Stash Plan. Number 1 is a bone broth, which we'll talk about now. Number 2 is stashing. And number 3 is stretching.
Yes.
So let's start with the bone broth, the first of these pillars.
Perfect.
And we have talked about bone broth before, but I want to hear from you how you use it, how you prepare it, and how you incorporate it into your Stash Plan.
Well, one of the things, a problem that I was having with a lot was inflammation. And the bone broth for me was the first thing that really started healing my inflammation and getting rid of bloat. Literally, think about it like this, you guys. You take all these bones, you cook them for as long as you can. You throw them in a slow cooker, throw them with vegetables, rosemary, thyme, whatever you want to throw in there. And over the hours cooking this, it pulls out the cartilage, the collagen, the bone marrow. And there's this Yoda of bone broth. Her name is Sally Fallon, and she's awesome. And she explains it as like feeds like. And if you think about that, you're taking this collagen and this cartilage and this bone marrow and literally replenishing your body. That's literally what you're doing, is you're healing yourself, literally. And it's like, I call it the fountain of youth. And women, you guys, like this is like, you know, collagen, hello, you know what I mean? Like, we all want collagen.
I like that look.
No, but it's also like, Which for men too, I mean, and women, I mean, our joints, our bones, I mean, collagen is everywhere, cartilage is everywhere. I mean, think about it.
And this doesn't cost much. I mean, most butchers will probably just give this to you, but this is about 10, 15 bucks worth of bones.
Right.
You use a slow cooker usually or boil it.
Totally.
Now, one question. You see on top of this, there's a little bit of fat there, and I'm always wondering what people think. You see that there, everybody?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite things. When you put this in the fridge, this always rises to the top and it's easy. You pop it off, you throw it in the garbage, and then what's left is the incredible fountain of youth. You can do beef, chicken, fish broth.
Fish broth?
Fish broth is awesome because you have all those little tiny bones and all these micronutrients. Your body just sucks it right up. It's incredible.
I do like the taste.
Yeah, great. It's good.
How's my collagen now?
Perfect. Already. It's better already.
Up next, would you like your fridge to look like this? Isn't that cool?
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, well, how you can do exactly that when we come back. Stay here. Next, gain energy and lose weight naturally without restrictive dieting. Laura shows us how.
My energy is drastically improved.
Her simple and delicious stash plan.
Because we all want to burn fat and look amazing.
Coming up next. Her doctor told her she had cancer, but she didn't. You're going through all kinds of grueling treatments you don't even need.
It's horrible. I picked out my song to be played at my funeral.
Is your doctor scamming you? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Laura Prepon from Orange is the New Black. She says you'll gain energy and lose weight naturally without restrictive dieting by following the next two pillars of the stash plan. So let's talk about stash building. That's the next big pillar. What is it? How do you get started? How can everyone at home do it today?
Okay, well, it's the crux of the book. It's so easy, you guys. It's literally how I live my life and how I eat my food. Let me show you because we have one prepared to show you guys. Okay, so basically what you're gonna do is, in 2 really easy cooking sessions a week, right?
Putting you to work.
You're gonna have 2 proteins, 2 carbs, and 2 vegetables, okay? So basically what you're gonna do is, we put these out, right? So it's 3 weeks long, there's 6 different stashes, 2 really easy cooking sessions a week. It'll probably take you about an hour. So basically what you do is, so in this particular one, we have turmeric turkey, roasted chicken, roasted beets, cauliflower, sweet potato herb fries, and then we have broth-infused brown rice. Whenever I can, I always try to cook with bone broth because it's so important, and that's up and down the book. You guys will love that. Anytime I can get that into my diet,
But you would make this much food on, let's say, a Sunday and again on a Wednesday.
Right, exactly.
So you're not scrambling, you're not trying to find out snacks that you need to eat or just anything you can find in the fridge that'll work. You already have your meals pre-made for that 3 to 4 day period.
Right, well, the whole point is that this is supposed to make your life worry-free. You know exactly what you're feeding yourself and your family.
So what's the actual equation? You can't eat this much in one setting. Some people might go through this on the first day.
So it's 2 proteins, 2 carbs, and 2 vegetables. So like in the morning, right, when I wake up, I'm about to go to work, I'll pull out my stash, and it's kind of like a build your own adventure. So basically what I do is, I usually do a protein. So I do about a cup of protein, I'll throw that in there.
There's the turmeric chicken, right?
So this is the turmeric turkey, and turmeric is amazing for inflammation, helping the liver to detoxify you.
So cauliflower is your veggie?
So then what I'll do is I'll take cauliflower and then I'll put a carb in there.
Okay.
So maybe the broth-infused brown rice, and I'll throw like maybe half a cup to 3/4 of a cup in there. And this is one of my meals, so that's done. So that's like my lunch.
And then for dinner, you get home.
Right, so then when we go to work, you guys we're at work all day. And what I'll do is I'm like, what do I eat? Yeah, exactly. So then I'm like, I'll do chicken.
There, thinking,
maybe I'll do some sweet potato home fries, and that'll be my carbohydrate. It's super easy. And then, great, let's do the roasted beets. It's awesome. And the reason why I like the glass containers is because microwaves are terrible because you do all this incredible work with this awesome organic food, and then you put it in a microwave, in a plastic Tupperware. All the chemicals leach into the food. Everything you've done, you're basically canceling all those effects. Kind of defeats the purpose.
My biggest concern with microwaves is when you put them in plastic. But I also use these little, people laugh at me, but I like these little glass things because it's easier to heat food up in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it's how I travel to work. I said earlier, but I think it's true. A lot of people do this. They don't even realize they're doing it. Getting this stuff in a large quantity like this and doing your pick and search takes away a lot of the headaches in life anyway. You can automate things. When you think about how your life has changed because of this, is that the major advantage?
Oh, it's everything. I mean, it's why this book is so important to me. I mean, I've naturally just lost weight without starving myself and putting crazy things into my body. My energy has drastically improved. I don't have to drink a pot of coffee before the sun is even up. And my overall spiritual and mental, physical well-being is just so vastly improved, which is why when I figured out what works, I wanted to share it with everybody because I know that we're all struggling with so many of the same things. So the whole thing is having food that nourishes you, that replenishes your body, where you don't need to be on these different pills all the time, and just get your body to naturally survive to its optimal potential.
People often don't do it because they don't have the time or the money.
Right.
This helps address that.
Yes, it does.
Show me the
Thank
snacks
you.
that you make.
Okay, these are awesome, you guys.
What is it? Bread? Give me this bread.
So
You just talked about gluten.
These are called hand grabbers. So basically what you do is, this is this awesome gluten-free almond bread, which everybody flips out over this bread. And it's awesome. What I'll do is I'll take some, I'll toast it. And also when you're on, an eating plan, I love to have some kind of, fun thing like this. You can toast it, you could put almond butter and, honey on it. You could toast it and put, like a lot of times when I go to set, I'll bring some avocado and some butter lettuce with me. And I'll put some butter, because I'm all about butter and avocado and anything like that. As long as it's real and pure, your body's like, oh, this is butter. I know what this is. I know what to do with this. It's not some weird fake butter, because when you ingest these things, your liver is the first line of defense.
Start digesting, then rip that piece of bread up. No, that's,
Oh,
you
sorry.
keep your mouth. You don't
It's
have,
so good.
You're talking. You can't have food in your
Okay,
mouth.
fine.
All right. The last
But
pillar
it's so yummy.
of the stash plan is all about stretching.
Yes.
Which is, I was sort of surprised that you felt so strongly about this, but you've got fantastic pictures that show us how to do it. Why is it critical?
The reason why the stretching is really important is because, again, basically what it does is it targets specific areas where there's an underbelly of the book, which we talk about Eastern medicine. And look, guys, I'm from Jersey. I am not woo-woo. Anything that's woo-woo, thank you. Anything that's like woo-woo, I'm like, whatever, you're not pulling the wool over my eyes. But, and that's unfortunately what a lot of people think when they hear of like Chinese meridian theory and things like that. But these specific stretches target specific areas where the liver meridian and the gallbladder meridians run through. So when I first started these stretches and really opening up these areas and realigning my body and not killing myself at the gym and not spending 3 hours at the gym constantly pounding myself with crazy workouts, my body was like, whoa, I'm not in fight or flight. I'm not freaking out holding on to this weight. And everything, my alignment shifted in my body, everything started changing. And it's amazing. And that is my integrative health coach, Elizabeth Troy. That's based on her method.
So I put a bunch of these on DrOz.com, these stretches and recipes. Laura's book, The Stash Plan, is in stores now. You know what? I think they actually might enjoy a copy. What do you think about it?
Oh, yeah. You guys will love it. Yes.
All right, you're all going home with a copy. Everyone in the audience. We'll be right back. Thank you. Nice job. Thank you. Next, he knows what makes the dog happy, and their troubled owners too. Dog whisperer Cesar Millan
That's why I train people rehabilitate dogs.
helps us to understand our four-legged friends and ourselves a little better. Next, sexually transmitted cancer. Most sexually active men and women will get at least one type of HPV at some point in their lives. Can a simple kiss put you at risk? All new Oz. That's coming up on Thursday. So I brought along my beautiful lab, Rosie, because she's very excited to meet my next guest. Are you excited, Rosie? Yes, she is. She can't hold herself back. Today's show is all about giving you the best advice, and when it comes to pets, no one is better than Cesar Millan. In fact, even comedian Jerry Seinfeld turned to him for help. Take a look.
I told you I have these two little dogs.
Yes?
And I'm having a little problem. You said you're gonna help me.
What's the problem?
Problem is, one of the dogs intensely dislikes me. She'll let me near her if she's with someone that she feels safe with.
Right.
But she also doesn't like any other adult males either.
So she won't like me either.
Well, I don't know if you're that much of an adult.
Come on out, Cesar Millan. Come meet Rosie. So, Rosie, there he is. Well, she actually is excited to meet you. She's
Well,
goodness.
this is good, but this is the wrong time to touch a dog.
Why?
Because I want to create my first meeting with a dog, I like to make sure the dog is calm, so this is a better time to touch a dog. I want to nurture calmness, because everybody nurtures excitement, and then the dog gets in trouble because he's always excited. So every time he meets a human, he's jumping on a human, barking at the human. Then when they meet another dog, if they're too excited, they can end up fighting.
Yeah.
So I like to nurture calmness.
All right. So what happened there with Jessica and Jerry Seinfeld? Now, you were trying to help them with that little pet problem.
Their issue was trust and respect. Jose didn't respect Jerry, and Roxy didn't trust Jerry. So those two things are very important in any relationship. And so what Jerry wanted me to help him is with how do I make sure that Roxy is not afraid of me? So in a way, he's telling me, how do I gain the trust of Roxy? That's why I say I train people, rehabilitate dogs.
So Jerry was unfortunately not well loved by his pet, in his own words. My problem with Rosie loves me, but Rosie will not follow directions. And the one big pet peeve I have with my wife, because you manage people as well as their pets, is she wants me to walk Rosie outside every evening so that Rosie goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And Rosie does not want to go to the bathroom at night. I just want some advice from you. Am I right for the first time with my wife? Can I let the dog stay inside?
I don't want to get in trouble, doctor.
Oh, please. You're managing people, you said.
Yes, okay, you're right.
So let's talk about what you do so beautifully. You have become a world expert on out-of-control behavior.
Yes.
So Cesar 911. This is fascinating because he deals with these dogs that really are almost seemingly impossible to rehabilitate.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of dogs. What do you tell them?
It's three kinds of people. It's the dog lovers, people who are afraid of dogs, and people who don't like dogs. So the first thing people have to learn when they're afraid of dogs is not to give eye contact. Because once you give eye contact to a dog, he knows that you're telepathing that you're scared of him. So you can actually call the dog to you, even though that's not what you want.
The opposite.
So ignore the dog and work on your breathing. Relax. So the dog will sense that you are relaxed. See, that's what calmness is so important.
There are lots of myths out there about dogs. Lots of them are just not true. So I've asked Cesar to go through and clear them up and set the record straight. Myth number one has to do with Junior, you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You say pit bulls, or you don't actually, many people believe pit bulls are completely unpredictable and they're aggressive.
Well, that is Junior. There he is.
Oh, here's
there
Junior.
He is.
It's a pit bull.
Let's find out what Roxy believes about that myth. So as you see right now, they're not meeting each other. I'm a Labrador and I'm a pit bull. Only humans will see race or breed. So what they experience is, how do we feel about each other energy-wise? So it's animal, species, dog, breed, name. So it's very important that if you want to have a healthy relationship with animal who's a dog, that you allow them to greet you the way they know how to do it, which is nose, eyes, ears. Let the dog come to you.
Well, I mean, Junior over there is not coming my way. She seems to be
he's giving a space. He's being respectful. This is respect without a leash, right? So I'm not going to tell him what to do. He knows what to do. My job is just to expose him to different scenarios and to maintain the same state of mind. See, he's feeling comfortable. Yeah. He's relaxing, he's stretching. And Roxy finds him completely fine about it.
So a good example, pit bulls are not having an issue. He's back there copying each other here.
You're right. Because it's not a breed behavior. It's a dog behavior. See, I'm not changing the breed. I'm just making sure that them as dogs are happy as a dog.
Got it. And what about this thing about tail wagging? I always thought that was a good sign. The dog's wagging his tail, I can go there and put my hand out, which I do too, like everybody else.
But let me do an interpretation of a nervous dog. So he can be moving the tail, but the eyes are like this. Ooh. So he's nervous. You see it, but the tail is wagging. So that's a big myth that because the tail is wagging, that dog is in a happy state. Yeah, so we have to really learn to assess and evaluate a dog from an energy perspective. So we think that all Labradors are happy-go-lucky. But I got bitten by a Labrador. The only dog that sent me to a hospital was a Labrador. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Should be ashamed for myself, right? Because there should be a Rottweiler and a Pit Bull, a German Shepherd. No, but it was a Labrador.
Oh, I love this. All right. When we come back, Cesar Millan is going to help some of my viewers with their biggest difficult dogs. Stay here.
Let's do it.
Next, these owners are frustrated with their furry family members.
We can't get her to eat out of a dog bowl. She barks at it.
It's Cesar Millan to the rescue. He's got great solutions to common issues for anyone who owns a pet. Coming up next. Her doctor told her she had cancer, but she didn't.
You're going through all kinds of grueling treatments you don't even need.
It's horrible. I picked out my song to be played at my funeral.
Is your doctor scamming you? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
We are back with Cesar Millan, and today he's giving you the best pet advice you need to know. Some of my viewers, you can hear them backstage, are having problems with their dogs, big problems, and they're frustrated with their furry family member, and they don't know where to turn. So I invited them here today to get the advice firsthand from Cesar. So let's bring out Stephanie and her dog, Freya, who is barking back there. Come on out, Steph.
Oh, look. See, this is a perfect dog. Not to do no touch, no talk, no eye contact. How are you?
Hi, good.
No, why no touch, no dog?
Well, this is a perfect example of an excited, anxious dog. So if you start petting this dog, you're just gonna keep him in that state of mind. As you see, he has a muzzle. So a lot of times people, just because he's wearing the muzzle, nobody's gonna touch the dog. But in reality, the dog is just in an excited state of mind.
Steph, what's your question?
My question is, the dog is constantly pulling.
Yep.
Pulling, and then also as I run in the mornings and people pass me, she wants to pull towards them and jump up on them.
Yes, and with
have
the
that
muzzle on,
problem, too.
With the muzzle on.
Which it makes it really scary for people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And I
scared
just
already.
want to know if it's harmful for her when I keep jerking her back.
That's right. So
Just in case.
here's a perfect example of a dog that has a leash all the way in the bottom or choke chain all the way in the bottom. Let's just change the leash from the bottom to the top and just create a different approach to the situation, and we're going to calm the mind down. It's going to be easier for the human to walk a dog. This is how people in dog shows walk a dog. Leashes all the way in the top, and when they pull up gently. Not so much tension. So there we go. Now, power pose. Let's walk a little bit, calmly. Don't focus on the crowd. There we go, relax. See, it changes the way the dog, there we go. See
And
that
sorry,
hand?
what's the benefit of pulling up? Why does it matter?
Well, it stops the brain from getting excited.
Oh, because dogs are following your noses.
That's right. There you go. See, as you see, it's kind of challenging for her to be in a calm state. As you see the way she's walking kind of stiff, right? So she's not really calm yet. She's quiet, not calm. So this is relaxed. There you go.
Now, I understand. Is your husband a police officer?
We're both.
We're both. So this is sort of paradoxical. You're used to training people to calm down when they're in an agitated state, and you can't do that with your own dog.
Yes.
So explain that, Cesar. Why is that?
Because we can't use human psychology on a dog. It's actually much more simpler to address ourselves to a dog. It's just about how I feel and then project that energy to the dog. That's better. See, we have to learn to and then you
until then.
that.
How do you correct that?
Well, as you disagree just with the touch up and then relax. Up there and then relax. So that you're disagreeing with that. That's just an excited state.
Yeah.
This is not an aggressive state. So a lot of times when people see or hear a dog barking, they immediately get tense. It intensifies the behavior. So I can intensify the behavior from here.
Yeah.
Look. See, at the moment I became excited and tried to approach, I made it more difficult for her.
Sorry about that.
Change the leash. All the way in the top. Calmly, relax, and then up. Not so much tension. There we go.
Doesn't seem so happy with you. We can get you bitten live on stage right now.
People get embarrassed.
Yeah.
People get embarrassed, and so that energy goes through the leash. So you imagine getting nervous and you're about to operate or talk.
Are you nervous, Stephanie?
A little bit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So the dog interprets this environment as a place that is negative to them. So the dog goes into protective mode.
All right. Well, I know
that approach.
You have a little work to do. I hope it's somewhat helpful.
Absolutely.
And thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me bring out Jane.
Relax. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Let me bring out Jane and her dog, Gracie May. Come on out.
The opposite.
It is the opposite.
This is
How
the
are you?
opposite.
Hi, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you. This is the opposite. Now we can see a human dragging a dog in, right?
So Jane, what's your question?
My question is, we rescued Gracie May a couple years ago. She never lived in a home before, and we can't get her to eat out of a dog bowl.
Okay.
So I put the food on the floor, she eats out of it, but the dog bowl, she barks out of it. She barks at it.
Okay. So how do you normally approach? How do you normally feed? How do you normally invite the dog to eat? What's your ritual?
I have two other dogs, so I feed them first,
Okay.
because she's the last one in the pack.
Okay.
And then I put the dog bowl down.
Okay.
and walk away.
So since she's a beagle, I will actually invite the nose to follow the scent. That will be my approach. Invite the beagle to approach, to find the food, and then eat it here. Versus most people, when they feed a dog, they go towards it, and that makes the dog uncomfortable. See, they back down. So it's more like an invitation than actually bring in the food, because that can be overwhelming for a lot of dogs. So if you want the plate to be a positive, just make sure, exercise first, so you create hunger, so now the brain is hungry, and then you invite the nose and you move the plate. Then she goes and finds it.
You ever put the food on the floor, sort of train her, get her used to it, and then sort of migrate it into the plate?
Once a dog develops fears of something, he stays away. So you have to actually make the brain move forward. Yeah.
Hope that's helpful.
Thank you.
Lisa's calm.
Oh, yeah, Lisa's calm. Yeah.
Take the bowl to present. When we come back to you, share his advice with the newest member of the Oz Show family.
It's more like search and rescue.
Sexually transmitted cancer.
That most sexually active men and women will get at least one type of HPV in their lives.
Can a kiss put you at risk?
So a virus infection from 20 years ago could come back to haunt the relationship now.
Absolutely.
All new Oz. That's coming up on Thursday.
We are back with Cesar Millan, and now he's going to give you the best advice when it comes to potty training your puppy. It's a problem one of my producers, Ashley, and her boyfriend Patrick are having with their Chihuahua, Gordito. This puppy's adorable, Ashley.
Yeah, it is. That is a funny name, too.
It is. It's not a Gordito yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
So what's the problem? Why do they have an access? How often is she having a problem?
It's a he.
It's a he. I
so we
couldn't tell.
got him.
Everything's so small, I can't tell.
We got him about a month ago, and in the beginning he was doing great. We were crate training. He was going on the wee-wee pad, and then I wanted him to sleep in bed with us.
Oh. And that's when it took a turn for the worse. He started peeing on the bed, on the comforter.
Everywhere.
We're actually on our third comfort at this point.
I was noticing the scent from you.
Apparently her clothes too.
So what do you recommend?
Well, to me, it's very simple what they're doing. They broke the length of time that the dog needed to maintain this consistency, right? Because a lot of times this is what happens with little dogs. People want to sleep with them because they're babies. And so then instead of focusing on the discipline, on the structure, we want to go and fulfilling their personal needs. So if they go back to what they already did, which it works, the dog is going to go back to that frame of mind because that's a memory already. So once a dog lacks some boundaries and rules and limitations, they get excited. So then they make mistakes where you don't want them to make mistakes. No. But the humans set them up.
Right, so let me show you something else. Since this has happened to me many times in our house, with all the many pets we have, including cats and manageable hamsters and dogs, when they pee on the carpet, I have found that the best thing to do is simple old baking soda, which you have in the fridge. You pour it on there, pour a liberal amount, fill the darn thing up, and then walk away for a few minutes. And then in a few minutes, it'll dry up. It sucks up not just the odor, but also the moisture as well. Makes it really easy to clean. You'll be very happy.
All right.
Good luck with Gordito. So I don't go like this to Gordito anymore, right?
No, especially right now because they're a little nervous.
He's very nervous.
Cesar Millan's fantastic. You can watch him on Cesar 911 airs Friday nights on Nat Geo Wild. Remember, happy and healthy, it starts at home.
That's right.